And welcome to another live stream Watchalong reaction. Tonight we're reacting to Colombia versus Ghana, FIFA World Cup 2026, round of 32. The final match in the round of 32. One team will advance and fill out the round of 16. One is going home. Who will it be? Will CONMEBOL extend their winning streak, or will Colombia do what Argentina did and beat a AFC or a CAF side? Or will Ghana avenge Cape Verde and knock out Colombia? Not that Argentina would complain. The winner of this game goes on to play Switzerland. The only team who doesn't know their opponent is Switzerland. So, with that being said, we have Colombia versus Ghana. Colombia contra Ghana en la Copa Mundial de FIFA. 16avos de final. Último partido de la 16avos de final. Mañana, octavos de final. Iniciar. So here we are. Final game of this round. We'll have the round of 32 recap, round of 16 predictions after as a video. So we still got an RSR tonight, even though Argentina sent themselves to extra time. We'll see how that goes. Either way, my prediction score for Colombia versus Ghana, here we go. 3-0. I think Ghana's a little bit better than that, but either way, starting 11s are as follows. For Colombia, in goal we have Camilo Vargas. Right back, Daniel Munoz, Davidson Sanchez, John Lukumi, Johan Mojica, Gustavo Puerta, Jefferson Lerma, Jean Arias, James Rodriguez, John Cordoba, Luis Diaz. Ghana, in goal, Lawrence Ati-Ziggy, Gideon Mensah, Derek Lucasen, Jerome Opoku, Marvin Sinaya, Thomas Partey, Kwasi Sibo, Caleb Uranki, Iñaki Williams, Jordan Ayew, and Antoine Semenyo for Ghana. No game should ever follow that last one. Wow. Well, I don't think FIFA expected that game to be a good game. That's the problem. But you're right. That should have been it. We still got one to play, so 90 minutes here, maybe more than that. But we'll get this game going. We'll do the round of 32 recap. Round of 16 predictions after, and then cinema. That was honestly an amazing game. That was an amazing game. Crazy, man. That was crazy. Absolute classic. I wish I could have done an RSR for it, but the time FIFA was probably like, you know what? Argentina's not going to need an extra hour to play. We'll do the game at 8:30 for the final match. Yeah, that didn't work out, didn't it? Cape Verde stood up and fought Argentina. They didn't cower. You're going to say it. Shoot. Shoot. Bozinha to the CPL. Lol. Damn it, but Forge already has Forge already has Dimitri Berteau. What are we doing? No, don't do that to Forge. Vazinha to Calvary, maybe? Vazinha to Calvary, maybe? Clement Turpin, the French referee, is the center ref tonight. I mean, Forge does have an overpowered goalkeeper. Might as well give Calvary one, right? If we're going to have the rivalry, right? Might as well. Vargas, Mojica, Lukumi, Sanchez, Munoz, Leonama, Arias, Puerta, Diaz, Cordoba, Rodriguez. Lol. Final game of the round of 32 here. Ghana, Ati Ziggy, Mensah, Opoku, Lucasen, Sanaya, Partey, Sibo, Uranki, Semenyo, Ayu, and Williams for Ghana in Kansas City. Here we go. What is Mexico's greatest Gold Cup year? 5-0. The 5-0. 2009? Yeah. The 5-0. Quiros, the head coach of Ghana, the manager of Ghana. Ghana wearing white, Colombia wearing yellow. And we're off. And the final game of the round of 32 is kicked off. Will it end in 90, 120, or penalties? We'll find out. But we got 90 minutes to see at least 0-0 between Colombia and Ghana. But either way. Final game of the round of 32. We have 17 teams left in this tournament. One more will be eliminated. And we'll have 16 teams left tomorrow. And we'll start whittling down from 16 to 8. Header. We'll have 14 teams left in the tournament by the end of tomorrow. Shot wide. 12 teams left by the end of Sunday. Which Gold Cup do you think Mexico played the worst? 2021. They still made the final and lost in the final, but 2021. That one was ugly. Ghana had 15 shots in the group stage, fewest of any team. What a game that was. Thank you, Cape Verde. The Fair Play Award goes to Cape Verde. I'd agree with that, yeah. So, 14 teams will be left in this tournament by the end of tomorrow, by the end of Saturday. 12 teams will be left in the World Cup by the end of Sunday. 10 teams will be left in the World Cup by the end of Monday. And then we'll have our quarterfinalists by the end of Tuesday. The 8 teams left by the end of Tuesday. And then we won't have a quarterfinal till Thursday. So, well, a World Cup quarterfinal. We'll have a Canadian Championship quarterfinal on Wednesday. Possession in the group stage, 38% versus Panama, 21% versus England, 46% versus Croatia. How we doing, Sean? How we doing? Final game of the round of 32. We have, this is match 88. 88 of 104 that we've covered. Canada's match 90, but they start the round of 30. How we doing, Scooty? Did you already talk about New York winning the NBA championship here, or did you not come in here after that? Daniel's a New York fan, I think. I can't tell. Maybe he likes both the Nets and New York. Want to talk about it again? No, the Raptors have Kawhi Leonard. I'm good. The Raptors got Kawhi Leonard back. I'm good. Y'all should be afraid. Y'all should be very afraid. Hell, everybody in the Eastern Conference should be afraid. The Raptors have Kawhi Leonard back. Fourth minute. I have no idea. 4 points in third place in Group L for Ghana. They did beat Panama, and they drew England. Cape Verde game was absolute cinema, even though they lost. I agree. Cape Verde put up a big fight. Are you going to do a live stream with the live sub count? No. I don't plan on that. The only way I'm going to be live when I hit 5,000 subs is if it happens during a game, which you wish it would happen during the World Cup, but it probably won't with the way the freaking clicks are going. So, do that what you will. Unless things just go completely crazy round of 16 and onwards. Drake is betting against Canada. Oh, thank God. Thank you, Drake. Thank you. Ain't no way. Oh, Brooklyn fan. Okay. Oh, that's sad. Bro's a Nets fan. Six minutes in. Six minutes in. 0-0. Player down hurt. I mean, you should. I'm going to be real. You should. Being a Nets fan, they're garbage. That is painful. Suarez coming in. Suarez coming in for Colombia for Cordoba. Red Bulls have the best young star in MLS? Huh. Throw in, Munoz. I wouldn't say so, but okay. Giants. Well, I mean, you can't really win if you're a New York City fan when it comes to NFL. You really can't win. The Jets and Giants both suck. At least, yeah, Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls. Yeah. 8th minute. Goes down the box. No penalty. Oh, your mom is from Buffalo and your dad's a Jets fan. I hope you root for the Bills. Either way, it doesn't matter. The Patriots are going to destroy both your teams from now on. They never stop destroying the Jets. But, you know. But then again, the Patriots are going to start dominating the Bills again, like they used to do, and they never stop dominating the Jets. So, the Patriots are back. Save Dex and bring him back to New York Giants. 0-0. Ten minutes in. Playing forward. Well, y'all traded him to the Bengals. Y'all traded him to the Bengals during the draft, or before the draft, actually. 11:03. I'm sure he wanted out. Well, with premium draft compensation, and he got an extension. They're up the mock drafts, folks. Besides, that's not the line they need to do anything for. It's the offensive line. What were they doing? 12th minute. This game's really chippy. But Alidou Seydoux coming on. for Ghana. That's a sub for each team within the first 12 minutes. Crazy. Chippy game. Chippy game. That's what it is. 0-0. 0-0. Thirteenth minute. Playing forward. Here comes Colombia. Ball. Oh, they still have it. Cross in. Shot. Goal. 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 John Arias. The trailing run scores for Colombia. Ball across the box. John Arias with a goal. 1-0. What a play. Arias on the trailing run. Ball across the box. Suarez keeps it alive. Somehow beats the tackle, keeps it alive, gets it back, crosses it in, trailing run, boom. 1-0 Colombia. A little bit of a lucky play, but it's something. 15th minute. 1-0, 1-0 Colombia. The former Wolves man. Fifteenth minute. 1-0 Colombia. Arias, 7 goals and 42 international appearances for Colombia. Won 11 straight World Cup matches when scoring first for Colombia. So, or when Colombia scores first. So, good start. After this game, we'll have the round of 32 recap, round of 16 prediction video. We'll have that put up hopefully by 11:30, 11-ish. Over 11, but it is what it is. And then we're going to put up the Canada versus Morocco and Paraguay versus France tomorrow. Of course, Canada starts the round of 16 like they started the round of 32. Like if they advance, they'll start the round or the quarterfinals. Like if they go far enough, they'll start the semis. Then, of course, well, I guess we'll see. Ha! Okay, that's pretty funny. Watching Argentina fans celebrate defeating Cape Verde in the World Cup is the equivalent of watching Yankees fans celebrating beating the Rockies. '18th minute. In extra time, no less. Playing forward, over the top. Still with Colombia. Does this give Egypt some hope? I mean, yeah. I think Egypt were very defensively stout against Australia. So, I mean, it actually does give them some hope. It actually does. But Carlos Puyol's at the game. Well, what do you know? Well, I just realized Infantino won't be at this game because it was too close. Ha ha ha! Ah ha ha ha! 19th minute. Was Cabo Verde, Argentina the game of the tournament? I think so. I think so. That was a really interesting game. Way better than I would have expected it to be. Cape Verde gave Argentina a fight. It wasn't just like Cape Verde sat back for the whole game and got it to extra time. No, they fought. They defended well, but they did fight. And the goals that they scored were amazing goals. But Argentina's magic did shine through. Messi got a goal and an assist. Clear away by Vargas. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best World Cup game of the tournament. It's the game of the tournament. I don't know what would beat it, frankly. The fact that Cape Verde, Colombia are taking over the game, I'm not surprised. Playing forward, shot saved by Ziggy. You know, that was an amazing match. That Cape Verde Argentina match was an amazing match. It was awesome. So, we'll see how it goes. Bolzinho had 40 carrying his country to extra time against Argentina. That's crazy. Somebody says after that game against Cape Verde, there's no way Argentina are winning the World Cup. Playing forward, Colombia, cross. Out for a corner. Nope, goal kick. 20th minute, 1-0, 1-0. Throws in. Ghanaian style play does not favor playing from a goal behind. I see Colombia easy win. Wasn't that one of the Russians? Wasn't that one of the Russians? 47 years old? I could have sworn. I feel like I remember that being the case. Like one of the Russians was 47. I think. 21-51. It was one of the Russians. I don't think it was their striker, but hold on. The Russians were on roids. Vozinha wasn't. It's different. Well, yeah, but that's the Russians dope. That's what they do. The Russians dope. That's their thing in any sport. That's why they got their flag taken away in other sports. Do you think Argentina will do better against Egypt? I mean, possibly. I mean, they can't do any worse, yeah? At least against a team like Egypt, yeah? 47 looks like LeBron will beat that record. He plans to play with his grandson since his son sucks. He does have another son, you know that, right? That is better. Bryce, I think. He might play with Bryce. Probably in Cleveland. That is their thing. They got banned from nearly every sport. And then they completely got banned because of the war, which is weird because if war crime committing countries should get banned, well, do I even need to, either way. Let's see. Water break. Oh, this is crazy. I didn't even notice this until now. Alexei Miranchuk, who plays for Atlanta, played in the 2018 World Cup for Russia. Holy crap. I didn't even notice that was the same guy. Holy crap. I didn't even notice that was the same guy. How we doing, Marcel? Because altitude doesn't have that effect on Honduras players. That's crazy. I didn't even notice. Miranchuk from Atlanta played at the World Cup in 2018. Huh. I didn't even realize it was the same guy. Didn't even realize it was the same guy. And I guess his brother did too. I guess. Wait, oh, right. I got it on Fox because Telemundo was having a cow. Yeah. Hydration break is about to be over, 26 minute. The expanded World Cup was a W. I agree. It went perfectly. Do you reckon that maybe in 10 years they do 64 teams? Why not? I heard if they don't do 64 teams for 2030, it'll probably be the next time they're in the USA. So by the next 12 years, yes. Within the next 12 years, I'll do 64 teams. I'm sure about it. I'm sure about it. But hey, you lose the lucky losers. It's just the top two again. If you go to 64, you don't have the lucky losers anymore, which, you know what? Fine by me. The lucky losers, I mean, I'm not saying I hate it, but feels weird. I still like top two in the group. 28th minute. People would do it. Can't expand too much, though, if you go behind the limit. Beyond the limit, it'll be a watered-down World Cup. Well, people said that about 48 teams, and none of them got their shit rocked. Well, Curacao didn't get their shit rocked 3 times in a row. How about that? But they did get their shit rocked when they got screwed and they quit playing, and 6-4 would be the cap. Anything else would be overdoing it. But at some point, then they do 128. Yes, his brother plays for Ghana. Iñaki plays for Ghana. So, how nervous are you for the game tomorrow? Heart rate must be through the roof for you. Honestly, it's Morocco. I can't be nervous. Like, I'm interested to see what happens. Like, it's either we lose to a team we're supposed to lose to, and hopefully we don't. Like, the only thing that could piss me off is if we get dominated. Like, if we get dominated and we get beat 4-0, 5-1, 5-0, then I'm going to be a bit pissed off. But am I going to be as pissed off as if we lost to South Africa? No. But I'm not nervous at all. I'm not, because either Canada loses to a team they're supposed to or Canada pulls an upset. I mean, it's either or. I mean, I can't really be nervous. I just got to see how it plays out. We just got to see how it plays out. And maybe if Canada gets into the lead or they have the game drawn, no way it gets out of hand because you have quality. Yeah, but Kone's hurt. Larea's been burnt throughout this tournament. Davies, we don't know. Like, I don't know if I exactly want to play defense against Morocco, but, you're probably right, but it could. I don't know if it would get out of hand, but do you think Cape Verde is getting an invitation to the Gold Cup? No, because they have no money. No, because they have no money. But I'd love to see Cape Verde at the CONCACAF Gold Cup. That'd be interesting. No, I don't think Speed will be performing at the World Cup closing ceremony. Now, on the other hand, I think Justin Bieber will be performing. Biggest game in Canada football history, Davies starts. Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know if I want him to be in defense. I'd rather him be on the wing or in the midfield than on defense against Morocco. At least not the main guy in defense. Maybe he drops back and helps Larea or Segor. But I think I'd rather have Segor start at left back, Davies in the midfield, and then you go from there. 5-4-1 maybe, something like that. And then you go from there. They're not going to do that, but 219 past the 58. Ghana's getting dominated. 31st minute. Thirty-second minute. Damn, 227 to 45 on passes completed. Yeah, Ghana ain't good at coming from behind. I'll tell you that right now. Nope, they're not. Good tackle. Oh. Blocked. Third minute. Third minute. Header. Headed away by Colombia. Ghana blocked away. Luis Diaz loses the ball. Good tackle. 34th minute. .35th minute. Funny how Ghana sounds like win in Spanish, so when they play people, be La Ghana, oh no, Ghana, Ghana. Yeah, that's a good point. I think 3 CONCACAF teams make quarter, but 1 team makes the semis. Oh, you're pretty hopeful. I wouldn't even mind that. You know, like, that's probably where it should end at a home World Cup. All 3 CONCACAF teams in the quarters and 1 makes the semis, and then we see what happens from there. That sounds about right, frankly. But, you know, man, what if Canada did? Would be crazy. Messi said, we saw what Cape Verde did versus Spain and Uruguay and knew it wasn't going to be difficult, or knew it was going to be difficult. Nobody's easy in the knockouts. It's now or never we should be optimistic. Playing forward. Kevin Owens better than Sammy. I mean, I'm a fan of them both, but I'm just glad Sammy's a WWE champion. One 0 37th minute. .37th minute. 1 0. 38th minute, throw in. Playing forward. Colombia, Luis Diaz. Diaz. Still Diaz. Top of the box. Sets it up. Put in. Shot! Oh! Behind the net. 39th minute. I mean, even Telemundo was behind, so it's not even either way. Whoa. Luis Diaz has 1 goal, 1 assist in this FIFA World Cup. 38th minute, getting to the 39th. Then, of course, we'll have however many minutes of stoppage time, at least 3. And then we'll take a break. We'll be back for the second half. Talk about the stats, all that, you know. The USA will probably host the World Cup again in 2038, yeah. Unless Mexico wins the bid. If Mexico bids, we'll see what happens. I would assume the USA would beat a Mexico bid or a Mexico plus Canada bid, I'm sure. But CONCACAF is very most likely going to host the World Cup in 2038 because of the FIFA rules. Unless they change the FIFA rules and just get rid of it and say anybody can bet for it, no matter what. I don't think they'll change the rules, but I don't see there being another United bid. I don't think that's going to happen. Cape Verde eliminated while still never losing a World Cup game in regular time. Played Spain, Uruguay, and Argentina and still never lost in 90 minutes. USA will win because of the stadium's record-breaking attendance. Exactly. Like, there ain't many. Halftime show soon. 1-0 Colombia. Playing forward. Here comes Colombia. 42nd minute. Header wide. 1-0 Colombia, 1-0. "42 minutes. What a game so far. Playing forward. "1-0 Colombia versus Ghana. The World Cup 2026. playing forward. "43rd minute. Can you read my last 2 messages? Thanks for the 199 super chat, Daniel. See what he's got. They look vulnerable, Argentina. I think Argentina should be concerned after they narrowly escaped Cape Verde. I mean, I would be. I mean, I'd be very, yeah, I mean, I'd be concerned as a team. I mean, that makes complete and utter sense. Like, I'd be concerned. Yeah. I would be concerned, yes. But either way, 44th minute. Like, that's tough for a world champion to have a match like that. I don't know why I'm not surprised. Belgium should be concerned too. Maybe Portugal too. I do live under a rock then. I didn't know who Dillon was talking about. I looked her up and well, it's what you think it is. It's what you think it is. 6 minutes of stoppage time. I live under a rock. Well, 1 out of 10, how much of a chance does Cape Verde have to make the 2030 Cup? Problem is, their team is old. 7. 7 because I'm being nice. What a save, Ati Ziggy. JCW storyline. Ah, okay. Okay. That makes sense. I haven't watched JCW, so I was like, "47th minute. We'll take a short break at the half. Talk about the stats. Get this one going. 21 minutes plus 15 is 31, 36, 36 plus 45. $10.16. $10.21. So about 10:30 this match will end. Yeah, fair enough. Sounds about right. Well, that's what it would, of course. That sounds about right. Either way. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. .309 passes to 145. 47th minute. Draw ball. 48th minute. Playing forward, good tackle. Forty-ninth minute. Playing forward, good tackle. 1 minute to go before the stoppage, halftime. The final team to be put into the round of 16 here. The winner plays Switzerland in Vancouver. The final non-U.S. game of the World Cup in Vancouver on the 7th of July on Tuesday, on the final day of the round of 16. And then every game from there is an American game. Quarters, semis. I didn't hear that, so I can't speak on it, but that's crazy. I mean, Katia does an amazing job reffing any game. She's one of the best refs in CONCACAF, if not one of the best. Yeah, I'll just say one of the best. She could ref any game. She does a good job of it, so either way. Free kick for Ghana. $15, 25 seconds. Ghana cleared away. 51st minute. Oh. That was incidental. Incidental. $52 minutes. Free kick for Ghana. Ghana, cross, cleared away. Halftime, 1-0 for Colombia. Uno cero medio tiempo. We'll take a short break, talk about the stats of the half, get this one going. Sit tight, be back. 1-0, 45 more as it stands. We're back for the stats of the half. Stats of the half: 67% possession, 33% possession, 5 shots to 6, 3 shots on goal to 0, 321 accurate passes, 93% to 140, 84%, 1 yellow card to 0, 1 corner to 2. We got 5 shots to 6. We got 2 shots off goal to 2, 3 shots on goal to 0. We got 344 pass to 167, 93% pass accuracy, 284. We got 6 throws to 11, 0 offside to 0, 1 yellow card to 0, 0 red card to 0, 6 fouls to 0. Colombia winning 1-0. 1-0 Colombia for me. I mean, didn't Endrick come on against Japan? I could have sworn he did. When they hooked Paqueta, didn't he come on? I thought he played well too, but either way. And I mean, he's just young. I don't think Ancelotti hates him, but I mean, Ancelotti never really used him at Madrid, and he might, though. I don't know. Either way, overall, I mean, Colombia's the better team. Colombia is the better team, and they've been much better than Ghana. Ghana ain't really doing good trying to answer because that's not the way they're built. Mike Vrabel was at Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's, or he went to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's wedding. What does that have to do with? Oh, well, damn. Chelsea, you know what that means. I'm surprised Chelsea doesn't. Second half, here we go. Second half, here we go. No, I think he'd be happy. I mean, a good freak out, maybe, but I think he'd be happy. Like, he might not like a lot of these young players, but you can tell Gilberto Mora. Oh, my God, they're hooking James at the half. They've hooked James at the half. Okay? Rodriguez coming off for Rios. You see Quinones joining. What European team do you see Quinones joining? I don't think he's going to Europe. Like, why would he? I don't see him leaving Saudi. And we're off in the second half. 1-0. Uno a cero. I'm neutral. I root for my predictions, but I'm neutral. I predicted Colombia to win, so there you go. Free kick. Played over the top. Headed away. '46th minute. Headed away. Throw in. '48th minute. Colombia have won 11 straight World Cup matches, scoring first. Playing forward. Shot. Oh! Five wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 1 loss when leading at halftime. '48th minute. Boom, boom. 1-0. 1-0. Saved by Vargas. '49th minute. Uranki gets a yellow card. 49th minute. 6 shots to 6, 3 shots on goal to 0. But it's hard for Ghana to come back from behind. I have not seen it. I did not see it. Playing forward. I did not see the statement, no. I'm too damn busy. I'm too damn busy. 51st minute. Cleared away, 51st minute. First minute. $52 minutes. Playing forward, Ghana. Cross. Yeah, kind of cleared. Not too cleared, but out for a throw. Ball crossed in. Oh! Out wide. $54th minute. Playing forward, Colombia. Still out for a corner. Headed away. 55th minute. Throw in for Colombia 1-0. Colombia's kind of struggling here a little bit. Header. Shot over the bar. One 0. Arias. Playing forward. Here comes Colombia. Colombia. Plays into the box. Shot. Goal! Goal! Luis Diaz! 2-0. 2-0 Colombia. Luis Diaz finishes the goal. Slotting it in. 56th minute. 2-0. Offside. Oh, man. Yep, it is. I don't know. It probably would have went in if he didn't touch it, but no, he was offside. It's 1-0. Still 1-0, 56th minute. I think that would have went in if he didn't slide it in. Almost another goal. Goal offside. Morocco 3 or 4-0 win tomorrow. Probably, you're right. But playing forward, Colombia gets in. Cross. Diaz! Save Ati Ziggy. But I'm going to miss this World Cup, man. I mean, yeah, people are. I mean, there's a lot of crying and there's a lot of sadness, but that's football for you. I mean, but either way, 57 minutes. Morocco versus France is quite interesting. I'm sure you think so, but ball crossed in, header. Whoa, Ghana still has the ball. Final. Do a lot of people cry when their team loses? Depends on if they are depending to win. This game hasn't reached the last one, that's for sure. Well, of course. Much more normal. I agree. Because it's their country, and a lot of teams who lose at the World Cup are teams that have not really good chances of winning the World Cup. So especially if they go on a run and they lose, it hurts. Look at Cape Verde, right? First ever World Cup. They go on a run. They hold Argentina to extra time and probably should have went to penalties. You know, yeah, they're going to be sad. They're going to be proud, but they're going to be sad because who knows if they'll ever be back. And who knows if they do come back, if they'll ever do what they just did here or if they'll do better. It's going to be tough. I get it. Like, it's your identity and you're rooting for your country to do well. And if your team barely makes a World Cup and they make it and they look strong but they don't advance, or they do advance and then get knocked out in the round of 32 or the round of 16, even if they were meant to, you know, it hurts. Like, it's about people cry because they're passionate for football, pretty much. playing backwards. Maybe, but I think this World Cup is showing that the gap is closing. Well, I mean, I'm sure Sun knows that it's an every 4 years proposition, and even then you're playing qualifiers in between, and then you're lucky if you qualify. I'm sure he knows that. He's a Trinidad fan. He was pretty pissed when they didn't qualify. I'm sure he knows that. Yes. Sebo and Williams are off for Owusu and Fatawu. I'm just glad that Canada got to play 2 straight World Cups in my youth, you know? Like, I get to talk about, like, in my early and mid-20s, Canada, I wouldn't say youth, but I ain't married yet. I don't have kids. I still call that youth, in my opinion. I'll get to tell my kids stories of watching Canada play at 2 straight World Cups. And however it ends is however it ends. I hope that my future kids can grow up watching Canada at World Cups when they're in school and in their young adult lives as well. I hope that's what happens, but I don't know if it is. And I hope when I'm old as shit and I have gray hair that I get to enjoy Canada at a World Cup and probably go the furthest they've ever went, right? But it's not something, I know they're here because they're hosts, but they made Qatar, and that was a beautiful run. And did it end well in the final tournament? No. Did I talk a lot of shit before we went there? Yes. Did I look like a fucking idiot when it went down? Yes, I did. But we got to score our first World Cup goal in the men's side. Like, I mean, I watched all these years of the women's going to the World Cup on the women's side, and that was fun. And they're still going. But in my young childhood, I got to watch the women go to the World Cup and go, you know, sometimes go deep, sometimes not, you know. Remember the Moraes year? That wasn't fun. But I got to see them host a World Cup on their end in 2015. I got to see that, and, you know, lovely, right? But agendas. I don't have gray hairs yet. I'm lucky. Either way, I got to watch 2. This will be Canada's best World Cup for many decades. I think we're just getting better. So, because our team was unattached FC, okay? Our federation was a joke. Our development wasn't great. Our players, most of them were on unattached FC, and if they weren't, they were in MLS or a shitty European league. And the guys we could have got as our dual nationals told us to fuck off. Asmir Begovic could have played for Canada, chose Bosnia, which isn't that much of an upgrade. Well, I guess back then it was, but either way. You remember the name Owen Hargreaves? Or specifically to Canadians, Owen Hargreaves? Could have played for Canada. Didn't. De Guzman? Could have played for Canada. Didn't. And that was when we had what we thought was a golden generation. When we had D-Row. When we went to a Gold Cup semifinal and got screwed by the referees and Atiba was onside. Either way, unattached FC was a bad thing. Those days were bad. And if they were on a club, it was an MLS club or a shitty European club. Look at where they are now. Look at how many MLSers are on the roster. Not many. If there are, they have European experience. Most of them. They play in solid European clubs. Promise David still, ironically enough, if Promise David was around back in the day, as in, like, let's put him in D-Row's era, and he could still be in Moldova or wherever the hell he was and still make the roster. That's how bad it was. You know, Promise David started Moldova or some shit. Estonia, Moldova, something like that. He would have been, if you had him 10 years ago or 15 years ago, he would have made the roster out of Estonia or Moldova. That's how bad the roster was. So don't come to me on the men's side. Well, technically, the Canadian women were the second best women's team in the world for a long time. It's just the USA were number one. But at least we finally won a gold medal. But we were right up there. It was us and the USA. We just failed miserably at times, even though we were the second best team in the world. The USA didn't. The USA was clinical. We weren't. But at least we won that gold medal at the tail end of that. So, cool. And we beat the USA on our way. So. Fair enough, but actually we beat South Africa 11v11. So no, we beat them 11v11. And we beat Venezuela 11v11, by the way. Winning a World Cup knockout game. I mean, I was only 2 weeks old when they won that Gold Cup. It's cool we won the Gold Cup and we beat Colombia to do it. I was alive. I was only 2 weeks old, okay, when that Gold Cup final happened. As it happened in like February. I was 2 weeks old when that final happened. But so for me, it's winning a knockout game on the men's side. It is. We've won women's knockout games before, or the Women World Cup knockout games before on the women's side. But we never won a men's knockout game at the World Cup. That's the biggest game. That's the biggest accomplishment, in my opinion, is winning a World Cup knockout game. Like, if I was conscious and I knew what the hell was going on, I probably would say Gold Cup. Maybe. But I'm going to say knockout game going to the round of 16. Last 32 doesn't count. Winning the CONCACAF title in 1985 will always be a bigger accomplishment than the 2000 Gold Cup. I was not alive for that at all. I was 2 weeks old when the 2000 Gold Cup happened, so there's a conversation there. I was not alive in 85. So I wouldn't even have thought of my dad's head in 85. But you're probably right. You're probably right. And then going to the World Cup in 86 because of it. You're probably right, but well, he asked about the World Cup versus a knockout game. One. Second of all, I was not alive in 1985. How can I give it the right respect if I wasn't even alive? Like, it's not my place. McChronicle's probably right. I wasn't alive in 85. I was not even a thought in my dad's head. So how can I give it the respect it deserves? At least I was alive when we won the Gold Cup. 2 weeks old, but still. You know. There you go. I remember they won the 85 CONCACAF championship. I was asking the question as it was asked. And then McChronicle brought up the point about 85. I was answering the question as it was asked. I still think winning a knockout game is bigger than the 85 CONCACAF championship, in my opinion. Even if it's a bullshit knockout round. Even if it is a bullshit knockout round. Sorry, just rage bait. But it's winning a knockout game is still bigger than winning the 85 CONCACAF championship. But he's probably right about that it being bigger than the Gold Cup. That tournament was in January, by the way. They're not any good. Hey, you know what? If Mexico counts winning El Quinto Partido by winning the round of 32, I'd count it as a real knockout match. We're playing tomorrow. Beat Spain in the group, that would be bigger. But we didn't have Spain in our group. Oh, Quintero. Juan Quintero's coming on. I was like, is that 71st minute? So, the point. I would think Canada's better than Cape Verde. But we got a tough team. But you know what? Okay, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. That's all we can do. If they win, I better hear an apology. If Canada wins tomorrow, I don't care if it's on penalties. I better hear, you know what, I was wrong. If they lose, I'm not going to say you were right, but you have a point. How about that? I'm not going to say you were right if we lose, especially if it's tied. But if we win, I better hear some respect for Canada. That's all I'm going to say. I don't care if it's even penalties. Wide. No. As far as it is right now, no. But I don't know if I don't think there's anything, how do I put this? I don't think we're any close to done with this rumor. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Then I'll make the streams for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday tomorrow. So just the 2 streams for tomorrow will be up after this is over and after I get the recap and prediction put up. So as far as I know, no. It's still 7 p.m. Either way. Mexico Open is hotter that time. Just not really reality with such weak opponents. I still think we have a better chance than Paraguay. I still think Canada has a better chance of beating Morocco than Paraguay does France. Messi 7 goals in 4 matches. Ugh. '75th minute. I'm talking about right now. Playing forward. But they beat Germany. I swear to. Paraguay almost beat France in 1998. You're hilarious. Again, I was not alive. And almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. 1. 2, I wasn't alive. 3, I ain't seen highlights of that game. So you're telling me I can brag. If Canada loses on penalties to Morocco, what you're saying is I can brag about that. And that means a lot. See, now you're just rage baiting. Now you're just rage baiting because hold on. So you're telling me if Canada loses on penalties or loses 1-0, I can brag about that. Because you're saying Paraguay almost beat France in 98, who did become the world champions. Or, yeah, Yeah. So you're telling me, especially if Morocco wins the whole damn thing, you're telling me that I can brag about Canada almost losing or almost beating, barely losing. Okay, now you're just rage baiting because now you're making no sense. Now you're making no sense. No, now you're making no sense. Because if that means something, you're saying, because if that means something, you're saying Canada almost beats Morocco and just loses in the last second, or they lose on penalties. Damn it, but I can brag about it. Is that what you're saying? Because I don't think that argument is doing what you think it's doing. I don't think that argument is doing what you think it's doing. This smells like an agenda. I think so. '77th minute. Whenever they need Pens to beat a crap team like the Dutch versus Costa Rica in 2014, they lose the next round. You do realize Canada won in regular time. You do realize they won 1-0 in stoppage time. That game was going to penalties if Eustachio didn't score that goal. But who knows what would have happened if that did. Either way. Now, Venezuela. If you're talking about Venezuela at the Copa America, one, Venezuela's a good team. Second of all, well, we did lose the next round, didn't we? Shit. But it was Argentina, though. And we barely lost to Argentina. We actually played pretty well in those two games. And we're better now than we were 2 years ago. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, we drew France in France 2 years ago. And we're better than we were 2 years ago. Venezuela are not good. They finished 7th. But they're in CONMEBOL, right? But did they, though? Either time. No, they did not. And we created some good chances as well. We just couldn't finish. But still, though. What's on the score sheet? 2-0, both times. We created a lot of good chances in both games. Crepeau saved our ass a good amount of times. Either way. Hmm. I'm going to go. It's Mexico or Colombia. Yeah. Well, Brazil, though. Mexico or Colombia. A couple of mistakes from Argentine defenders being careless because they don't respect the opponent led to chances. Then we should have finished them. But still, though, those are chances. I don't understand why you're being so stringent. Shot! Saved! 80th minute, 1-0. Portugal, Spain, Mexico, England, the best games of the last 16. You're probably right. Man, I hope. My last statement. Canada, Morocco, the worst. Okay. Okay. All right, man. I hope. Okay. All right. '81st minute. Although I don't expect much out of Switzerland, Colombia either. Colombia, I still think is the favorite there. Playing forward. Ziggy, 5 saves tonight. Okay, this is a funny meme. This is Danny. Danny has had multiple concussions. Danny just offered 67-point man Leo Carlson $18 million per year. Don't get concussed. What Morocco is to Spain is what Canada is to the UK. Well, yeah, we're still a Commonwealth of the UK. Yes, we have a Governor General. '83rd minute. If the Ducks match, it's the worst contract of all time. If he ends up a flyer, it's fair value in a masterclass by Briere. It's too close to call. Let me go concuss myself real quick to see if this is worth it. Let me go concuss myself to see if this is worth it. After seeing France destroy Norway, if Brazil doesn't do the same, they're losing the next round to England or Mexico. Well, let's remember, Norway rotated, though. It's not their best. That wasn't their best 11, and France didn't rotate at all. And Mbappe let Dembele get a hat trick. '84th minute. '84th minute. Why wouldn't Norway want to win the group? That makes no sense. Because they got Ivory Coast instead of, well, they probably would have beat Sweden too. Yeah, but then they would have had to play Morocco. But they have to play Brazil. Oh, well, shit. Yeah, there was no good move. There was no good route. I mean, there was no good route for them. They'd still be the underdog either way in the round of 16 if they won their round of 32 tie that was pretty winnable. You know, I don't blame them. They already made it through the group. There wasn't really a better route of the two. Maybe down the line it's a better route, but then you're having elite teams in the final 8. So what else do you want out of that? 85th minute. I didn't get the rotation there. They had the same points going in. Yeah. Morocco is a top 4 team in the world. Well, AKA, they finished top 4 in the World Cup 4 years ago. And they're better than they were 4 years ago. I don't know. If I was Norway, you're still an underdog there. Top 10 at best. No country's won a World Cup without winning the group since 1982 Italy. Okay, fair enough. But I think with this new format, that might change. But again, we'll see what happens when they play. If they go and play France again in the semifinals, we'll see what happens if they get that far. '87th minute. So, do that what you will. Pass the post. Goal kick. The current ranking is 9th. And FIFA rankings are bullshit. The only thing FIFA rankings are good for is seeding the World Cup and its qualifier draws. FIFA rankings don't mean the paper it's printed on. Ask Belgium. In my opinion, Morocco are better than 9th. Ask Belgium if they were number 1 in the world for a good portion of time because they're flat track bullies. What have they done besides become 3rd place in 2018? Oh yeah, nothing. FIFA rankings aren't worth the paper they're printed on. There are teams that are better than their FIFA ranking for sure. There are teams that are worse than their FIFA ranking for sure. But either way, it's only good for seeding the World Cup. They can't play France until the final. Fair enough. 3rd place is good for a country like Belgium, and then they fell off even harder. Okay, we agree on that. We may not agree on much, but we agree on this. You're right. Teams should not meet in the final if they were in the same group until the final if they were in the same group together. You're right. I agree with that. Absolutely. So there's some we agree on. It's not that they're not a powerhouse. It's that they were ranked number 1 in the world for what, like a 2-3 year period in FIFA rankings? So in the eyes of FIFA, they were the best team in the world. I think going in near World Cup 2022, yeah. Post World Cup 18 into like 22, I think especially into Euro 2020, 21. So in FIFA's eyes, they should have won a trophy if their rankings were true. Now, of course, the ball's round. Anything can happen. But if you're the number 1 ranked team, you should do better than what Belgium's done since the 3rd place. Not completely just lose it. But either way. Belgium's like a 25. Okay, maybe top 15. I prefer John Cena saying fine speech, but go ahead. Go ahead. Rankings go back to 1994, I think. 6 minutes of stoppage time. No team ranked first has ever won the World Cup. Well, what do you know? So it's a crapshoot is basically what you're saying. Yes. So I'm going to record that video. I'm going to put it up. I'll put the 2 streams up for tomorrow, and then I'll see you at noon. So, yes. 91st minute. Teams that lost the group to another and beat them in the final. Dutch versus Soviets, 88. Chile versus Argentina, 2016. That was a Euro and a Copa. 91st minute. Fair enough, yeah. Spain tied Italy 1-1 in Euro 2012 before beating them in the final, too. Yeah, I don't need to be reminded about that. Didn't want to be reminded about that. That was a sad day. The losing in the final to Spain. I mean, I knew Spain was a favorite, but I'm like, oh, we drew them in the group stage. Huh. And then we got our fucking butts blasted. "92 minutes. Most lopsided final ever. I am praying, yes. 4-0. I think they got in the group that they got the most points in. I'm not going to lie. Well, no, actually, I think they would have beaten Qatar. But that still would have been 3 points because I don't think they would have. You take out Switzerland, maybe they got a point off Bosnia. But if you keep Switzerland and Canada with Qatar and you replace Bosnia, you put them in there for Bosnia, yeah, maybe Canada's group because they beat Qatar. They would beat Qatar and then maybe draw Bosnia depending on who you are. 3 goals is usually the highest. Yep. 93rd minute. Bosnia were terrible, but they got to the knockout stage. They beat Qatar and drew Canada. 93rd minute. 1-0. 3 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Headed, punched. '94th minute. Colombia should be 3-0 up. This is Ghana. '94th minute. Blocked away. '95th minute. Here comes Colombia. 95th minute. 1 minute to go. Suarez blocked. Blocked away. Final minute of the round of 32. No way. 95th minute. Shot, save. Back to the goalie. Ati Ziggy, 30 seconds to go. Oh, it was header. Colombia. 95-20. Or 20 seconds to go. Save. 15 to go. Advantage played. Either Fox is way behind. Free kick for Ghana. Blocked away. 96th minute. Free kick. Full time. Wait, no. Free kick for Colombia. Complete dominance. Could have been more. 96th minute. Final ball, kick to the game. Vargas kicks it. Out for a throw. Blow the damn whistle, ref. Pressing. Good tackle. Colombia has the ball. Blow the whistle. Suarez. It's 97 minutes, ref. It's 97 minutes. What are you doing? Blocked away. Oh, no. Cleared forward. Blow it! Full time. There it is. 1-0 to Colombia. They move on to the round of 16 to play Switzerland. And now we have 16 teams left. 16 teams left in the World Cup, and the round of 16 starts at noon tomorrow. 1 Eastern, Canada, Morocco. With that being said, there it is. There it is. Canada, Morocco, Paraguay, France, Brazil, Norway, Mexico, England, USA, Belgium, Spain, Portugal, Argentina, Egypt, Switzerland, Colombia. And there you go. With that being said, I will see you within an hour for the round of 32 recap, round of 16 predictions. I'll see you tomorrow for the live stream of Canada versus Morocco and review. Live and review for Paraguay, France tomorrow. Sunday, of course, we have the Formula One British Grand Prix live RSR. We'll see if they do move the Mexico game, if they do turn back around to looking at that, or if it is Brazil, Norway, then Mexico versus England. 2 lives, 3 RSRs on Sunday, hopefully. And then, of course, Monday and Tuesday, those games will be covered as well. And then we move. With that being said, but we'll only have 2 streams up for tomorrow because I don't know how this Mexico game is going to go. I don't know. They'll probably move back and see what happens there. But with that being said, I'll see you within the hour for the recap and prediction video. And I'll see you tomorrow for Canada, Morocco, Paraguay, France. With that being said, the round of 32 is over. With that being said, I'm running them out. Peace.